Here we go.
It is so disgusting and so satisfying at the same time. And so for our next step, it's going to be a little controversial.
Hello, welcome back to our channel. I am Lindsay and this is my husband Tyler, and we are furniture flippers. This week I'm gonna be real with you. Luck was definitely not on our side. We went out a couple different times looking honestly all over for furniture and really didn't have a whole lot of luck. We did actually find one dresser, however someone beat us to it by like 15 seconds. They were the car in front of us. They're taking it. There we go. So that was a little annoying, but it happens. One piece that was a success was actually this little rattan table. Is that rattan? Oh my gosh, it actually has the top. It looks like it's in good shape. This is maybe like the third rattan table we have found in the last month, so that's been a theme for us. However, it's definitely not worthy of a full video. It's in great condition. It's a piece we're just gonna clean and list on Facebook Marketplace and make an easy $100. That's kind of a rundown of how this last week has gone for us.
Due to not having any luck finding any pieces in the trash, we decided to look into our own home and see if we could upgrade a piece that we already owned. And we started just going through every room and looking at every piece of furniture we had to see if maybe it could be upgraded. We settled on a little side table. The piece that I got from my parents, it's something they've had, you know, for as long as I can remember. We had it growing up back in Missouri. I've had it ever since, and it's just kind of been neglected in a hallway with a candle sitting on top of it. So we decided this would be the perfect opportunity to try out the viral oven cleaner method of stripping furniture. Since this piece is a solid wood side table, it's the perfect candidate to be stripped with oven cleaner. It's a way of stripping the piece down and taking off the varnish or stain to reveal a bleached, light, beautiful wood color. We're gonna try that out instead of sanding or using citrus stripper. It's just a different method, so we're gonna try our hand at it. Let's get started and get to work.
Brought the piece outside, and I just want to briefly touch on what you're going to need for this project. First and foremost, you're going to need some oven cleaner. From all of the tutorials I've seen, this is by far the best one to use. It's easy off, and the reason this is the best is because it is fume free. These already smell terrible, so I would definitely suggest to get the fume free one. Save your lungs as much as possible. Besides that, you're going to need some protective gear. Just wear some safety goggles, a mask, and you're definitely going to wear some gloves for this. It's going to get messy. And then for later on, we're going to use some steel wool pads to hopefully remove all of the old varnish. So I'm going to go ahead and get all prepped and get ready to spray the first coat. Hair's going up. Alright, I'm ready to use some oven cleaner. Alright, here we go. Whew, this stuff is still stinky. Have let it sit for 30 minutes, and as you can see, the finish is already just literally flaking off, so I have high hopes for this. I'm going to go ahead, I have a couple different tools we're going to use, but I'm going to start with just a plastic scraper since it's a little bit less harsh on it, and we're gonna start scraping it off, and we shall see how this goes. Here goes the first scrape. Ew! Look at that.
It's so disgusting and so satisfying at the same time.
A little messy. Scraped off as much as we could, and it definitely made a pretty big difference, but it is for sure going to need a second coat. I will say the wire brush was the best tool in terms of scraping off the finish, so I would suggest this if you're going to attempt this at your own home. So we're going to go ahead and spray it down with a second coat. I'm going to be sure to spray a little bit extra on the parts where you can kind of see the varnish, and we're going to wait another 30 minutes and come back and start scraping yet again.
At the second application of the oven cleaner, we let it sit for a full hour this time. So we're gonna go ahead and scrape it off and see if the second time does the trick and gives us that lighter wood look.
That's looking good.
Yeah. Wire brush is coming in clutch.
Look at how much lighter the left side is.
Alright, so here it is after the second application of oven cleaner was wiped off. It came out a lot lighter and I'm loving the colors. And so for our next step, it's going to be a little controversial. Now we're going to spray the piece down completely with water. We're going to soak it, and the reason is to stop the chemical reaction from continuing. Oven cleaner is very toxic and it's going to keep eating away at the piece if it's not completely washed away. We're going to soak all of the remaining oven cleaner off, and then we're going to let it dry overnight.
See ya in the morning. It is the next morning. We let the table dry overnight and we came back to it looking beautiful. I actually am really happy with the color and how it turned out. So now the final step is going to be to give it a protective finish. This is a side table, so we're going to put cups and things like that, and we don't want to ruin this natural wood that we just exposed. So we're going to use Minwax finishing paste in just the color natural. All we're going to do is get a cloth and just basically buff it on. It's a natural color, so it'll just let this beautiful color shine through and give it a protective coating, so hopefully this will last for years and years to come. This is basically kind of like giving the wood a drink of water because the oven cleaner definitely dried it out. This, in my opinion, I'm gonna mark up as a success. It's definitely not as like bleached as I thought it might be, but I think it's gonna definitely depend on what kind of wood you're working with. This for sure lightened it and gave it more of a medium toned. What I really like about this is actually the fact that it didn't take off all of the dark stain. So in the legs, you can see there's some of the darker original stain. In my opinion, it actually makes it look more vintage and actually aged. I really like it. I'm excited that we were able to transform a piece that was in Tyler's family, and now it's a little bit more our style, and hopefully it's something we can keep for years and years to come and potentially pass down for a family of our own one day. I hope this gave you some inspiration. If you like this video, please take a second to like and subscribe to our channel. We're constantly working on furniture projects, whether it's pieces we find in the trash or even some that we have just in our own home. We actually have a very exciting video planned for next week. It's something that has been over a month in the making. I don't want to give too much away, but it is a little bit of a wild card, so you're gonna have to stay tuned for that one. Follow and see what we flip next.